Good morning, everybody, from the wonderful state of Texas. Yesterday evening, it really clouded up like it was going to come a heavy storm. I think maybe about 10-15 miles from us, we saw it pouring down. We didn't get that. It'd been okay with me if we did get it. Well, this video is a combination of probably different things and different times. I've just got projects galore going on around here. And one of the projects we're working on is selling things off that we don't need, things that came from rentals, things that I ended up with from just stuff, just junk, just frivolous junk that I ended up with from my dad's estate, from my brother's estate, stuff, from houses we bought, and like I say, from people leaving things behind at rentals, and just stuff I had, just stuff that I acquired that I realized I don't need. Now, that doesn't mean we are selling out. We're not selling out and leaving America. I'm not doing that. Ours is a dual life between the Philippines and the USA. I'm not going to be a full-timer in the Philippines. We are enjoying the life of we have choices of both places and other places in the world, not just the Philippines, that we can go enjoy. So just kind of clear that up. I don't want anybody thinking he is selling out and moving away, but I am downsizing. I sure am. And so that we can be away and live our life more free of a bunch of junk material things and clutter. And right now it's like clutter. So that's the story on that, and I'm sticking to it. But let me show you what all's going on. And it's funny, when I say that I'm getting rid of frivolous things and I go buy another tractor, but that tractor is highly important where some other things are not. Yeah. So one of the things I'm doing is getting this zero turn commercial tank here going, if I can. It's been sitting underneath this cedar tree, and it's got a lot of cedar mess on it, as you see here on the motor. My brother was a landscaper, and he was always just going and buying another new mower and another new mower, and just setting the old ones. And the thing was, most of the time they didn't really need anything. He wasn't mechanically inclined at all. I'm not beating him up or anything. He just wasn't mechanically inclined, and he would get so aggravated at what the places charged him for repairs that he just run and go buy a new one. And a lot of times he couldn't afford that, and we all end up helping him, and it's a long story. But nevertheless, his old ones, I buy them from him. And I bought this one from him a few years before he left this world. I bought that one over there. You see, and there's another one. I bought one more that was even nicer than these. I spent like $30 to fix it and sold it down to a guy at a town not far away from here, still using it to this day. And that's what I'm going to do with these, is fix those things that he just wouldn't even bother. And so far, all I see this one needs is just the carburetor cleaned up, and give it a bath and fix a flat tire. I did do a little work on this one while it was still sitting in his place prior to me bringing it here, and I had put a new battery on it. Gave that battery a little charge, so just need to get this joker going. This is the commercial tank. It is a Haas now. It is a Haas, and that's also the commercial tank down there as well. So that's one of our projects. We're getting that up and going. We're going to get it power washed off today and everything, and either I'm going to see if I can fix that carburetor, or I'll just order a brand new one for it. Today we spent the last part of the day replacing a hydraulic line and a diesel return line on the John Deere tractor that I bought. My cousin had made a mistake and thought that hydraulic line was a vent tube and left it hanging, and didn't realize that it was supposed to be connected to the transmission, and it is a return line that lets a flow go back of hydraulic fluid, like a circulation, back to the transmission. So it was a simple mistake, and we found where it went. We went and got a proper hose, and we got on it, And then also I saw it by fuel injector. The return line, which is a rubber line, was leaking, and it too, just old. It was easy to change, and we got that done. Now we're working on Melinda's quad. When we got this quad for her, the guy that we got it from, he inherited this from his father. And this is the mate to the quad that I have already. So we were pretty excited to get this. We got in it really cheap. He traded me. I had a pool table, or 2 old pool tables that I want to get rid of. They needed new covers. The rubber bumpers were bad on them and all. And they were older models, very old. They were probably back from like the early 80s. And I traded those 2 old tables that need a lot of work for this 4-wheeler, and for a 10-foot utility trailer that was a nice, heavy built trailer. It was a heck of a trade. He won the pool tables. They were really big in the pool, and he, I guess, just wanted to rid that trailer and this 4-wheeler that was his late father's. So he told me that it was not running right, that it was, you know, kind of flooding, and it didn't idle right, and he didn't know what was wrong with it. But we used it a little bit, and I mean, it ran. We ran around with it, but then it got to really flooding and pouring gas out, and we parked it. So the other day, Michael and I, we got in here, and we pulled the carburetor on it. Let me show you. We got in here and pulled the carburetor. I said, oh, I bet the float, the needle and seat's probably stuck. It's probably got trash in it and all, or it's just bad. So we got the carburetor out, and we took it apart, and sure enough, there was trash in the bowl, without a doubt. There was trash stuck directly in the needle and seat, so that's definitely what was flooding it. But I noticed this little part here not moving, just like it don't want to move right now. It's stuck. That should move freely. And there was a metering rod that's supposed to be down into this hole in here, right there, going at that jet. And that metering rod was not in place either. I told him something is not right with this thing. So I took it apart. There's a large diaphragm in here, and the diaphragm looked good, but as I peeled the diaphragm back, I noticed that a big spring was missing. I knew that spring was supposed to be there. It's the first thing I told you. I said, there's a spring gone in there. Yeah. I said, I'm pretty sure. And I told you too, that metering rod's not right. And so, nevertheless, just to verify my thoughts, I went to a online research, and we saw a little video of a guy taking one apart, and sure enough, there it was. A big long spring missing, and we saw in that video there was a second part missing too, a little plastic retainer, and I didn't know that retainer was gone as well. So when I went to research the parts were going to cost as much to fix this carburetor as I could buy a brand spanking new carburetor for. And we're not talking about big money either. This carburetor cost me $49 with shipping and all. It was maybe like $56 or something, I think is what it was, with shipping. And I had it the very next day, in one single day. So that is also pretty wild. I mean, it is complete, ready to go. So that was a score for sure. That was a score right there. Brand spanking new complete carburetor. Let me show you what I was talking about, that part. You know, let's just look right here, and you see here how this one works, and proper with the diaphragm. You see the metering rod and all. It's all there. When air sucks in through this right here, it causes a suction inside the carburetor and lifts this. All there. And that's what we're about to do right now, is put this new carburetor on. We're going to change the oil in case it flooded and got gas in the crankcase mixed in with the motor oil. You don't want to be running it with that. You damage bearings, damage clutches, damage a lot of things, seals. So that's where we're at right now this morning. Well, we got the carburetor on down in there, and we got a inline fuel filter on it, keeping trash from going in that new carb. And then I put a new vent line from the tank. I need to get it on up here when we put all this cowling back. It's supposed to be up high so that it doesn't draw in water or trash if you go through like deep water. So nevertheless, that's where we're at. Cranked it here just for a second and watched the fuel pump right into there. So the fuel pump's really good. And I went ahead and primed the carburetor. It's got a little hand pump here on the side, right down in here. Right there in my hand, you can pump that thing. You see the gas they're spraying. And so check this out here. Now, you hit that start over. Seems to be running really good. It's idling good. Well, we've been busy and it's lunchtime here. And Miss Mel has been cooking. Check this out while she's been here cooking. She cooked up, now I've never seen this combination. So guys, this is new for me. Not saying it's good or bad, just showing you I hadn't even tasted it yet. But she cooked up yellow squash right there with shrimp. And what else did you put in here with that?
Celery.
Celery?
Yeah.
What else?
That's it. Just shrimp, celery, and
what kind of spice did you put in it?
The spice that I'm using was
So she said she just buttered and peppered and salt, and that's. I tell you what though, look at that, man. That looks and smells good.
I forgot that I got the tomato.
Oh.
And the jalapeno. I forgot that.
Oh, there you go. Because I knew I could smell spice. I was asking her what she spiced it with. I could smell it. So she put chopped up jalapeno. It looks like real small, didn't you?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, man, it smells amazing. Really does. I thought that she might have used like some of this Tony's, but she said no, she didn't. But what I'm smelling is the jalapeno. Did you put garlic or anything?
Garlic, yes. Garlic.
See, you're slow to give me these answers. You know how I knew that you put more? When I walked in earlier by the sink, I saw a cutting board that had all those things chopped up on it.
Okay, to make it complete, you know, garlic, ginger, jalapeno, squash, shrimp. That's it.
Tomatoes,
yeah.
You said you made it complete, but you didn't. And then look here, she made potato salad. Yeah, man, that looks good too. And then she did a little grilling of some chicken and all here. So it's gonna make a nice lunch. But I tell you, this is what I'm most excited for. You bought these shrimp yesterday at the Asian market,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
She had an outing with her sister and Helen here next door and all. We'll have to put Helen in a video sometime and let you all know her. But a group of the girls met up yesterday and they went to the city up in Dallas and hung out, and they also went to an Asian market. So it was Melinda, her sister we call Bebe, her name's Marilyn, and Eleni, their friend Eleni went with them, and as well as Helen. So they had a good little ladies' day out while us guys were here working. Well, Michael and I are back where we stopped yesterday when we were heading to a hayfield to bale. We baled a little bit, but we had to stop. And we're gonna pick up where we left off yesterday, and Michael learning how to use the hay rake. Yep. Right, greenhorn. Huh?
Yeah.
Yep, newbie. Now you hold tight there, boys. He's just gonna ride down here short ways. Well, I want to see how he does driving through this this gap right here. Like I said, this is his first time operating a tractor. He really needs to look behind him. I have to teach him. Well, he looked back then, but I teach him to look behind him more. Look at that. Good job. Good job. Now you remember how I said to let it down? You go a little faster, he's trying to be careful. There you go, you got it right there. So you see that radiator cap, the black cap? You just kind of keep that right between those rows. I mean, you're not always going to be perfect, but if you got to go around something, you need to think about it way ahead of time. Like you see that boat there at the edge of that water. I know before I get there, I need to go ahead and get over here away from that, and then I need to watch that rake. You just make your judgment, okay? And if I think it's wrong, I'll just stop you and correct you. But I think you'll do fine. Just take your time. Don't go too slow. Go about the speed we were, because that rake needs to turn some to work effectively, okay? Michael did good raking the hay today, so I gave him a reward. Yeah, I milked him up some fresh milk here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think she wants to try this out.
You want to go ahead and show everybody how you drink it? Huh? Oh my God. I think say don't do that. Yeah, you probably would drink it all though. Let's put it over here in the shade. Put your hand underneath its neck, Michael. The cow won't bite you. It should be all right. Shh. All right, here. Now I can't do it and record. There you go. You gotta open its mouth there. Right here. There you go. And you gotta hold it up. You gotta hold the bottle up. You can't be letting it get air. And rub its throat. Rub its throat. Now you gotta hold it up, not let it get air. All right, now stop it a second. Oh, it's biting down on it. Now, you let go of the jaw. Let go of the jaw. There you go. It seem it wants it. Hold it. Don't let it suck air. It'll get its belly full of air.
Yeah, suck it.
You gotta hold it up.
Yeah, hold it.
No, you're not. I mean, hold it up. A cow's tits are upside down. They're not pointing straight forward. And that way it's not sucking air in that bottle there. Michael, you need to put that calf between your legs. There you go, like that. Melinda, you stand up. There you go. And hold the bottle way up. That calf will come for it. You put the bottle first.
Okay.
It'll learn. What you do, squeeze in the jaw right here.
Okay.
Put your finger right there, see? See, I'm recording, so you got to do it. All right, now put the bottle up real quick. Up, 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 up high. Up high. Don't want it sucking air. If you don't see milk air, it's sucking air like that. There you go. Now it's sucking, see?
Okay. No.
Should be all right, Michael. Now you're doing it right. There you go. Boy, it's drinking it down too, ain't it? Now it'll shake its head sometimes because that's what a calf does, gets mama's milk. And you're making it suck air again. If you don't see that milk here in that bottle, it's sucking air. And it'll make you have a bellyache. There you go. Good job. It's wagging its tail too, it's happy. Tail just going. That calf is happy.
It's like a dog.
See, that's what it's gonna do, is jerk that head like it would on its mama to make the milk come down.
Mama's like, I'm meant to be doing this.
There you go. Beautiful. Yeah.
Okay.
Now this calf in a little bit will get a lot of energy from that in about 30 minutes or so. I mean, it'll really pep its step up. And and then we got to get over here and address this mama. You see her udders, and it might be able to get on the rear ones, I don't know. This is a very fine example of what you don't want in your herd. It's empty. There's a little bit. Hold it all the way up. Of course, she's concerned with her calf here. Straight up. There you go. Now let's just step back and let her get back with her calf. Come on, same way as him. So she will feel safe to come to it. Let's just step back. Let's see. Now she'll go to it and she'll check it all out, make sure everything's good. She said, what did y'all do, my baby? What'd you do, my baby? It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's a good job, mama. Yeah, that calf's gonna be happy now. I'm telling you, that right there will give that calf a lot of strength. I should have sold that cow, but even though she has that udder problem, she has gave so many good calves here on this farm that I just watch after her. Even though she has those very large teats, once a calf will learn to get even on those rear ones, it comes on through. If you're starting out young though, with fresh herd, and you got one like that, she'd probably be a call to get rid of. But we just chose to hold on with her, and we've battled it through, but it's a lot of extra work and attention that you have to give though.
You can baby this in.
Well, I got this cow in a makeshift pen. It's evening time when it's cool. We set up some portable corral panels, kind of rigged up a pen for her and this calf, and I am milking her out so we can get that colostrum. Her udder is just so huge. It was very hard to get it started in the beginning. Horsefly or something up there. It sure is, boy. That horsefly was biting her. But she kind of calmed down after I started milking her. I'm sure it feels like a relief. I had a really hard time getting this one started. I'm trying to keep the bucket kind of out in the way in case she kicked. I don't want to lose the milk. Well, it's huge on the front here.
It's getting more now.
All right, let's stop recording. The calf some milk, and we got her boobies all a pumping. Remember, you stand up. Yeah, and you make the calf reach up. There you go. Rub its throat a little bit so it'll swallow. Yeah. Once it knows what it's doing, it'll get started on its own. All right, it's good now. You don't have to rub its throat no more. It'll get started here. It'll get with more energy. It'll horse around more. Well, it's a drinking it. Hey, get my lariat rope down there too. We appreciate you watching the video today and seeing another day in the life here on the farm. I know it's dark and you can barely see Melinda and I are now.
Especially me, you can see me more.
She's starting to blend into the background. So we're gonna close it out. And everyone, take care. Thank you for watching. Comment always, subscribe if you hadn't, and have a blessed day.